there everyone, Dr. Beth Westy here, and I do these videos just to educate women more on their diet, nutrition, and how you can match your whole food nutrition and your exercise to your hormones and your body to get and keep an easier, better result. One of the things that women struggle with a ton is really feeling like they're getting the right result even though they're putting in all this effort. I am the author of the book, The Female Fat Solution, which is on Amazon, and I actually have an entire section in this book on perimenopause and one on menopause. And I'm also the host of the podcast, The Female Health Solution, where I talk more about things that women can do in their everyday lives just to improve their overall health, hormone balance, using whole food nutrition, sometimes some supplements, but not a ton. The one thing I do want to mention when we talk about this topic is that it can be one of the most frustrating things for women. I'm doing all this stuff, I'm putting in all this effort, I'm watching my friends do better. What the heck is wrong with me, right? And there's nothing wrong with you. It's just one of those important things you need to realize that as your body shifts and changes a ton, it really is important that you're changing your nutrition to match with what's going on now. Right now also, you can get even more tips, even more information, and get a sneak peek of what it's like to work with me on the waitlist. I'm going to put this in the comments right now. You can click the link and get added to the waitlist for the 12-week menopause challenge. But this is one of those things that a lot of people get really disheartened by. You know, they're like, oh, I've been going to the gym for forever. I've always been healthy. You know, maybe I've had some ups and downs, but I've always been able to do Weight Watchers and it comes up. I've always been able to do, you know, count my calories and it's come up. I've always been able to do something and get a result. And now all of a sudden nothing's happening. Now all of a sudden it is this huge catastrophe and I can't seem to make progress and I can't keep it. What the heck? And a few things that, and I'll write some of this stuff down too, so you guys don't have to always just remember it. But some of this it doesn't necessarily have to do with the fact that you're doing these same old things, right? These are things that used to work for your body the way it was before, right? And the way the female body is designed, it goes through all these dynamic changes throughout our life. I mean, I even have an entire section of my book that's called The 7 Bodies of Eve. Because we go through so many bodies in our lifetime because our body serves different functions. That's how our biology is created, which is fantastic, but we don't always need it to be doing the same thing throughout our whole life, so we get to have different bodies, which means that it's important that we're keeping up with and shifting how we're eating for our body now, right? Now, the thing that frustrates me, especially for women in menopause, is that there's like zero information for women out there. Right? I mean, that's why I do what I do. That's why I'm doing an entire challenge around menopause. That's why I want you guys, if you're interested, to get on that wait list to get all this great information on what it is what's in the challenge, because there's not a lot of information out there for women in menopause. I mean, if you think about it, when women get pregnant and go through that whole hormonal change, there's a lot of resources out there, right? That people talk about that you need to eat healthier, you need to eat cleaner, you need to eat this, you need to eat that. If you have heartburn, right? If you have indigestion, all these things, right? I'm sure you can list off at least 20 things right now. Rattle 20 things off the top of your head that women need to do differently when they're pregnant. You can take this, you can't take this, right? Everybody kind of knows these things, and there's books upon books and podcasts and all these, right? All this information dedicated for that, which is fantastic, right? Still, I think there needs to be more in that area too, but that's just my opinion. But when you look at women going through menopause, it's incredible how much information is not there. And it's just like in pregnancy, you get a whole new function for your body and it's totally different. Same thing for menopause. Whole new thing happening for your body. Totally different stuff going on. And there's like zero support in terms of what your system actually needs, right? And a lot of women are just told, cut calories. Oh, just cut down what you're eating. That's it. Don't eat so much. Don't eat so much sugar, right? That's not actually helpful information. You know, women are killing themselves at the gym. They're trying to cut all these calories and still not seeing and getting the right results. Ugh. So, things I'm going to talk about that are really important to tune into is why this is happening. And really, it's what estrogen does to our systems and what we're used to having happen. So before, you know, with estrogen, you know, being in charge of things like helping your metabolism to a certain extent, right? all of a sudden your estrogen drops. Now your metabolism isn't naturally going like it used to. So then what? Then what do? There's just different ways you can boost your metabolism. There's different nutrition tactics. Sometimes people like to do intermittent fasting. There's a ton of different things that you can go through, right? And I actually have about 7 different things built into the 12-week menopause challenge that force your metabolism to move forward. Yes. And that's because your estrogen that is in charge of helping your metabolism just isn't there anymore. Another thing in terms of energy and everything else, estrogen is in charge of muscle building. And when you have that drop in estrogen, it's a lot tougher to build and maintain lean muscle that's in charge of, giving you energy, keeping your body toned, right? All of that stuff. Without that, it's really, really tough to build and maintain lean muscle, to have that same stamina, to have that lean, body that's actually going to be burning what you're putting in it. Great. Right? Great. So another thing, this changes for you. You're going to need to use different nutrition tactics that target helping your body build and maintain lean muscle. That's going to be really, really key for your workouts, for getting the right energy, for any type of performance. If you want to do a 5K or a half marathon this summer, whatever it is, getting the right nutrition in can change all of that, right? And for right now, I know I'm just kind of focusing on estrogen, but estrogen does so many things in your system. So many things in your system that it's really important that you realize, oh my gosh, I'm not crazy. I'm not making this up. I'm not just failing at the gym. I'm not just screwing everything up, right? That glass of wine I have once a week is not the end all be all, right? No, your body has to burn things off naturally, right? But if it doesn't get that opportunity, it's just not going to do it. Yeah. So it's not you, it's not your fault, right? This is just the new body. And if you're not told to do things differently, how are you going to know, right? How are you going to know to do things different? So this is an area that a lot of women struggle with. And these are little things. These are the main things. These are the main things that women struggle with. But there's a lot of different ways that you can boost this. There's a lot of different things that you can support your system around the fact that estrogen is not helping build your metabolism and build muscle. Yeah. Now, a lot of times people will talk about, I can boost my estrogen or I can take a hormone replacement, all those other things. I mean, that is something that is an individual question. And it's each person is different. It's another thing to realize is that just because what your sister went through or aunt or mom or other family members or neighbors or whatever went through for menopause, it can be completely different for you because your body, your life, you've been exposed to different things and it's going to react differently to stress. It's going to react differently to everything else. So your journey really is individual. Kind of fun, right? Maybe relieving to hear that. Maybe. So that's the main thing that I wanted to talk about tonight is that you're not crazy. You're not doing anything wrong necessarily. It's just when your body goes through that big hormonal shift and change, it really is important that you're just matching what your body needs now. If you're not doing that, of course it's going to feel like a struggle. Of course it's going to take longer to get results, if at all, right? But when you really shift and you're saying, okay, estrogen used to be in charge of my metabolism. It's not anymore. I'm going to force my metabolism to work hard for me in these other ways. Great. There you go. Right? Estrogen used to help my body build lean muscle. Doesn't so much anymore. But I'm going to do these other nutritional things to help build lean muscle. There we go. And these are all things that I'm talking about in that 12-week menopause challenge and on the wait list. So again, there's a link in the comments here. Click that link, get on the wait list. You don't want to miss out on some of this amazing stuff. The next 12-week challenge does start July 1st. And I only take a certain number of people in that challenge. So you do not want to miss out on being one of those people. So get on the wait list today. All right, that's what I got for you guys. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you later.